the airport. A place of reunion for some, and a place to take the first steps into an unknown world for others. And for others, it is a place to prepare yourself to say one last goodbye to a loved one. 안녕하세요 여러분, We are Diplomat의 나누르 PD입니다. 먼저 오늘의 주인공 국가를 소개해 드릴게요. 오늘의 주인공 국가는 바로 짠! 네덜란드입니다 여러분. 오늘은 4월 29일 월요일이고요. 저희는 오늘 인천공항으로 갑니다. 왜냐면 오늘 인천공항에서 굉장히 중요한 행사가 열리거든요. 어떤 행사냐고요? 저희와 함께 가보시면 아실 수 있을 거예요. 그리고 오늘의 또 다른 주인공들, 한국과 네덜란드를 연결하는 디플로맷들이 네덜란드에서 한국으로 오십니다. 어떤 분들이냐고요? 이것도 저희와 함께 공항으로 가보시면 아실 수 있을 거예요. 그럼 일단 저희와 함께 공항으로 가보시죠 여러분. 갈게요. Let's head out for the airport now. It takes around an hour by car from Arirang TV to Incheon International Airport. 공항 안으로 들어왔습니다. 오늘 저희가 만날 분들은 이곳에서 오십니다. 이곳에서. And the reason we are here today is 여기다. This. 오늘 이곳에서 페르디난트 티탈렙타 네덜란드 참전용사님 유해 봉환식이 열립니다. 이제 그분께서 작년 6월에 돌아가셨어요. 그런데 이제 이분께서 한국 땅에 묻히고 싶다고 하셨다고 해요. 그래서 오늘 이분의 유해 봉환식이 인천공항에서 열립니다. Preparations for the ceremony have begun. This is the Ministry of National Defense's Honor Guard. The Dutch ambassador to South Korea is also here. 저희가 한국전쟁을 주제로 프로그램을 만들어 본 건 여러 번 있는데 유해봉환식에 가보는 건 처음이에요. 그래서 마음이 좀 무겁네요, 저도. After completing preparations for the ceremony, everyone solemnly awaits the arrival of the remains. 여러분 이제 곧 도착하실 것 같아요.
지금부터 네덜란드 유엔 참전용사 고 페르디난트 티탈렙타 용사님의 유해 봉환식이 있겠습니다. 지금 유엔 참전용사의 유해가 입국장으로 들어오고 있습니다.
Now the ashes of a Korean War veteran is arriving.
네덜란드 유엔 참전용사 페르디난트 티탈렙타님, 여기서부터 대한민국이 모시겠습니다.
I think now we should introduce to you who the late Korean War veteran Ferdinand Titallepta was.
The late Ferdinand Titallepta served as part of the Netherlands Van Hoyt's Regiment in the Korean War from April 3, 1953 to April 23, 1954. Born in 1932, he volunteered to serve in the Korean War at the age of 21. He was injured a week after deployment, but returned to the battlefield after recovery. A day before the armistice agreement was signed, on July 26, 1953, he fought in the Battle of Mukogni and had to witness the deaths of many of his comrades. Returning to the Netherlands, he received a Dutch government medal in 1984 in recognition of his service. After retirement, he volunteered at the Van Hoyt's Military History Museum for 20 years to promote the history of the Dutch military's participation in the Korean War.
We can definitely say that the late Korean War veteran Mr. Tita Lepta is a diplomat that connects the Netherlands and Korea. His family members, his friends, and his colleagues too. Minister of Patriots and Veterans Affairs Kang Jong-a's remarks followed.
오늘 우리는 71년 전 6.25 전쟁에 참전하여 대한민국을 지켜낸 영웅을 영원히 대한민국에 모시고자 이 자리에 함께 하였습니다. 티탈렙타 용사님을 비롯한 네덜란드 참전 용사님들이 숭고한 헌신에 힘입어 대한민국은 자유와 평화에 빛나는 자랑스러운 나라를 이룩할 수 있었습니다. 대한민국 정부와 국민은 네덜란드 참전 용사 5,322분 한 분 한 분의 피와 땀을 결코 잊지 않을 것입니다.
As we reflect on Warrant Officer Tita Lepta's service and sacrifice, we also pledge to uphold his legacy. Together with the Korean government, we will ensure that Warrant Officer Ferdinand Tita Lepta's contribution to peace and security are never forgotten, inspiring future generations to learn from his courage and resilience.
A memorial speech by Mariana Tita Lepta, spouse of the late veteran Ferdinand Tita Lepta, followed.
On behalf of my family, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to the Ministry of Patriots and Veterans Affairs, the staff of the United Nations Memorial Cemetery, the Embassy of the Netherlands in Korea, and the Korea War Veterans Association Fox. You have made it possible for Korean War veteran very last wish to be fulfilled. Thank you.
여러분들 덕분에
The ashes will now be escorted to the hearse. It will be temporarily enshrined at the Seoul National Cemetery until May 1st. And the burial ceremony will be held at the UN Memorial Cemetery in Korea on May 2nd. The Netherlands is 8,745 kilometers away from Korea. What do you think these people who came to bury their beloved husband, grandfather, and friend 8,745 kilometers away would feel?
제가 이제 오늘을 포함해서 가족분들이 한국에서 하시는 일정 중에 총 이틀을 더 함께 할 예정이거든요. 이틀 동안 가족분들의 일정을 따라다니면서 저는 크게 두 가지에 대해 좀 알아보려고 합니다. 첫 번째는 한국전쟁과 관련한 한국과 네덜란드의 관계, 두 번째는 티탈렙타님이 어떤 마음으로 한국에 안장이 되고 싶어 하셨는지 그 마음, 그리고 가족분들은 이제 어떤 마음으로 그 결정을 받아들이게 됐는지, 크게 이 두 가지를 제가 좀 알아보려고 합니다. 가족분들과 일정을 함께 하면서.
The hearse carrying the ashes is ready to leave. What were the impressions of the Dutch ambassador and the Dutch embassy defense attaché who attended the ceremony from beginning to end?
It was very impressive, and hadn't done that before, so for me it was a first. What I noticed is the care that MPVA puts in putting this program together for the family of war veterans, and the eye for detail, and it already starts at the airport with the welcoming ceremony, and then Busan United Nations Cemetery, so it's really well put together.
So what do you think about the Korean government's treatment of Korean war veterans?
I think it's really wonderful to see how much the Korean government, the Korean people, still appreciate and value the contributions of the veterans. I think it's a very heartwarming feeling that they give to everybody who was in Korea during the Korean War, and also for their families.
안녕하세요 여러분. 오늘은 4월 30일 화요일 티탈렙타 가족분들과 함께하는 두 번째 날입니다. 어제 인천공항에서 유해 보관식이 있었는데 현장에서 시간이 없어서 그분들과 따로 이야기를 나눠보지 못했거든요. 근데 오늘은 그분들과 이야기를 좀 나눠볼 수 있을 것 같아요. 오늘은 저희가 횡성으로 갑니다. 강원도 횡성이요. 왜 횡성에 가냐고요? 횡성에서 한국전쟁 참전 네덜란드군 추모 행사가 열리거든요. 왜 횡성에서 추모 행사가 열리는지 그 이유에 대해서는 제가 오늘 차근차근 설명해 드리도록 할게요. 그럼 일단 횡성으로 가보시죠 여러분. 갑니다. 횡성 is located in the southwestern part of Gangwon-do province. It takes around 1 hour and 20 minutes from Seoul by car. We arrived at the location where today's memorial event is being held. Soon, the Dutch ambassador and the Hwangsong mayor arrived at the venue together. The Titalepta's family also arrived. Do you know why a memorial event for Dutch soldiers who participated in the Korean War is being held here in Hwangsong? This is because there is a monument remembering the Dutch Army's participation in the Korean War here in Hwangsong. But why was the monument built here?
The Dutch military mostly fought in Gangwon-do province during the Korean War. Among the many battles, their performance stood out the most during the Battle of Hwangsong. In this battle, which took place in Hwangsong, Gangwon-do province from February 4th to 12th, 1951, the Dutch army was tasked with covering troops of the Republic of Korea and the US, who were retreating due to the Chinese People's Volunteer Army's fourth phase offensive. The Dutch army contributed to protecting the lives and equipment of numerous South Korean troops and UN troops by securing the Hwangsong Bridge, which was the only evacuation route. In this battle, 17 people were killed, including the Dutch commander, Lieutenant Colonel Marinus den Uyden, while 37 were wounded.
3 members of Van Hoyt's unit also came to Korea from the Netherlands. I decided to ask them a few questions.
My name is Tommy Goudriaan and I'm a first lieutenant and I'm the platoon commander of the 1Ju company from the regiment of Van Hoyt.
Okay, so tell us what kind of relationship the Van Hoyt regiment has with Korea.
Yeah, well, the Van Hoyt regiment has the traditions of the KNIL, the Dutch Royal Army in Indonesia, but also of the Dutch regiment United Nations that fought here 70 years ago. So the former unit is no longer anymore, but we have the traditions and we still perform ceremonies to honor those fallen soldiers and those veterans.
Is that the reason that your company has the name of Korean City?
Indeed, yes.
The Dutch regiment that participated in the Korean War was the Van Hoyt unit. Veteran Ferdinand Titalepta was also a member of the unit. And Wonju was also one of the battlefields where Van Hoyt regiment fought fiercely.
So how do you feel about coming to this area, Hwangsong?
Yes, because it's very special for us, especially the monument, the mill. This is for our regiment. The mill is the most famous statue that there is. So I'm very honored to be here. And when I see this area in the war, it's hills everywhere. So it must be very difficult to fight here, but they did.
So what do you think the Korean War means to Van Hoyt regiment?
It means a lot because we are together. Van Hoyt regiment is the Korean War, and the Korean War we come here. Van Hoyt regiment is everywhere, so it's good. Yes.
자, 지금부터 2024년 네덜란드군 참전기념 추모 행사를 시작하겠습니다.
The event began with the memorial flight by 3 ROK Army Surion helicopters.
Everyone paid solemn respect to the fallen Dutch soldiers.
When the Korean War broke out in June 1950, and the UN Security Council adopted a resolution to provide military support for South Korea, the Dutch government actively supported the move and agreed to participate in the war. Afterwards, the Dutch government offered to provide the destroyer HNLMS Everstein, which had been docked in Indonesia. It arrived in Korea on July 19, 1950, and began operations in Korea's west coast. Also, at the time, there was a strong consensus towards troop dispatch in the Netherlands. As a result, volunteer recruitment began in August 1950, and the Dutch battalion was established on September 9th. 2 months later, on November 23rd, they arrived in Busan. Among the 22 UN member states that participated in the war, the Netherlands was among the first 4 countries to send troops. During the Korean War, a total of 5,322 Dutch soldiers participated in the Korean War and fought numerous battles until the end of the war.
The Netherlands sent a total of 5,322 soldiers to Korea during the Korean War. Of them, 120 were killed, 645 were wounded, and 3 were taken prisoner. Among the fallen, 5 people's bodies have not been recovered or they remain missing. When the Korean War broke out in 1950, the Netherlands' military capability to defend itself was said to be weak. Nevertheless, they decided to participate in the Korean War. So when the Korean War broke out in 1950, Dutch public opinion was strongly in favor of sending troops. What was the reason?
I think the reason was that this was such a blatant act of aggression by the communist North, who invaded South Korea. It was such a clear violation of international law that many people believed that something should be done to help South Korea defend itself. So the Dutch government actually put out a call for volunteers, soldiers who would volunteer to fight in Korea. And just in the first 10 days, 1,200 people volunteered to go to Korea, just in the first 10 days.
Students from a high school in Hwangsong also attended today's memorial event. They were born long after the war had stopped. I wondered what they felt after watching today's event.
참전을 한다는 것은 이제 자신의 목숨까지 바칠 생각을 하고 해야 하는 행동입니다. 조국을 위해서 참전하고 희생하는 것도 정말 쉽지 않은 일인데 다른 나라의 자유와 평화를 위해서 참전하는 것은 더욱더 쉽지 않은 일이라고 생각합니다. 네덜란드 참전 용사분들의 그런 숭고한 희생을 다시 되새길 수 있어서 정말 뜻깊었던 것 같습니다.
자신의 나라와 다른 나라를 완전히 다른 나라로서 구분하는 것이 아니라 이렇게 같은 하나의 공동체로서 생각하고 서로를 협력하고 서로에게 도움을 주는 그런 관계가 정말 중요하다고 생각을 해서 그런 부분에서 정말 많이 감동받고 배운 점이 많은 것 같습니다.
The ceremony has ended and it's time to leave.
오늘 유가족분들이랑 네덜란드에서 오신 분들 인터뷰를 하려고 했는데 그분들 스케줄이 너무 빡빡해서 인터뷰를 못했어요. 그래서 제가 목요일에 이제 그분들을 따라서 부산에 가는데요. 부산에서 안장식이 있거든요. 그래서 이제 안장식 전부터 그분들 일정을 좀 따라다니면서 그때 좀 필요한 인터뷰를 해야 될 것 같아요. 안녕하세요 여러분. 오늘은 5월 2일 목요일이고요. 지금 시간은 오전 6시 10분입니다. 오늘 바로 네덜란드 참전용사 티탈렙타님의 안장식이 부산 유엔공원에서 있습니다. 2시 시작이고요. 그래서 오늘 아침 일찍 부산으로 저희는 출발해 보려고 합니다. 그러면은 저와 함께 부산으로 가보실까요?
We're going to head to Busan now. It is around 320 kilometers from Seoul to Busan. Thankfully, the weather was clear on the way to Busan. The UN Memorial Cemetery is located in Namgu, Busan.
UN 기념공원으로 들어가 보도록 하겠습니다.
This is the main entrance.
제안 UN 기념공원은 대한민국 문화재로 등록된 국제기구입니다. 여러분 아셨나요? 이곳은 국제기구예요, 국제기구.
Let me briefly explain to you about the UN Memorial Cemetery in Busan. Busan was the temporary capital during the Korean War and the port where UN forces mainly entered. This is where the United Nations Memorial Cemetery in Korea, the world's only UN Memorial Cemetery, is located. The United Nations Memorial Cemetery in Korea is the resting place of UN fallen soldiers who sacrificed their lives for peace and freedom. UN Command established this cemetery in January 1951, while the Korean National Assembly decided to permanently donate the land and designate the cemetery as a sacred site in November 1955. Currently, more than 2,000 war veterans are buried at the Memorial Cemetery. And now, 123 Dutch soldiers, including veterans who died after the Korean War, are buried here. I received a text from someone who was traveling with the Titalepta's family.
제가 지금 연락을 받았는데 안장식 동안 정신없고 끝나고 KTX 때문에 바로 가야 될 수도 있대요. 가족분들이 끝나고 인터뷰 못할 수도 있다고 해서 지금 근처에서 식사하고 계시다고 하시거든요. 그래서 일단 그쪽에 가서 만나보려고요. 그래서 이동하는 동안에 잠깐 인터뷰를 해야 될 것 같아요.
So, I'm going to go to where they are. I arrived at the place where the family members are. This is a shopping mall in Busan.
맞습니다. 이곳에서 지금 그분들이 식사를 하고 계시거든요. 그래서 잠깐 만나 뵙고 대화를 해보려고 합니다. 안장식 전이나 후에 시간이 없을 수도 있을 것 같아가지고 저한테 시간이 되면은 이곳으로 올 수 있냐고 물어보셨거든요. 여기인 것 같은데 감독님 여기 계세요? 제가 가서 인터뷰 혹시 되는지 허락받고 올게요.
Hi, hello. How are you?
Is it okay for interview? Maybe in the bus? 가족분들을 찾아서 지금 함께 유엔공원으로 가려고 하고 있습니다.
Yes, I got their permission. Let me introduce them to you while waiting for the bus. This is the late Ferdinand Titalepta's spouse, Mariana Titalepta, and this is his granddaughter. The bus has arrived. I also got on the bus. We are on our way to the burial ceremony. I wonder what she's feeling now.
What kind of process did you go through before the decision was made for him to be laid to rest here?
I give to the Fox and the Korean embassy that the wish from my husband to lay in Busan, and we have not. It's easy. We have not. For us and the family, he have always told, I want
when I pass away, I born in Busan, and it's not the process for us is not difficult.
Wasn't complicated?
No. Because this is his wish.
So we are on our way to the cemetery.
Yes.
So how do you feel?
I'm proud. Yes, I'm proud.
Why do you think your husband wished to be laid to rest in Korea?
In Korea, the Korean veteran, they important for the Korean people. He have 2 times ago. He have visit here. Personally, he have to see how they receive him here as a Korean veteran. And yeah, it's for and in Holland it's not there's forgotten war.
So he said he wanted to be buried in Korea, but what were your thoughts about that?
I'm agree.
You agree
Yes,
on that?
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
So was there anyone who suggested his remains be laid to rest at home in the Netherlands?
Nobody in the family. No. Because he's in my heart. This is the urn, and the urn. He come here 1 year ago as a soldier, and now 1 year later he come back here, and his peace, some peace. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, okay.
여기까지 할게요. We arrived at the UN Memorial Cemetery.
It's my first time
I'm
here.
going to have a chat with the granddaughter on the way to the burial site.
I know that he wants to be here, so it's his wish. Now we can do this, so it makes it very special.
Was there any objection when your grandfather said he wanted to be buried in Korea?
No one, no. So that's good. And he was alive with us. He was also alive here with his comrades. And he wanted to be here because he always said it's so beautiful, the people are so kind. He must be here.
The families have walked into the cemetery for the first time today. They take a look around the cemetery together where Korean War veteran Tita Lepta will be laid to rest.
This one, Captain, his name is on the road. Oh, yeah. But he's 4th jaar February overleden.
So how do you think of the place?
Beautiful.
Beautiful?
Yeah. You can imagine that there's a city out there, and when you're here, it's so peaceful. Beautiful, peaceful. I understand why he wants to be here.
Quietly, as respect. Yes.
So you like this place?
Yes. Yes.
I was relieved because they seemed to like the place. What kind of person was veteran Tita Lepta? I decided to ask the person who knew him.
A man who lived life normal and enjoyed the little things in life. But he was very proud to be a Korean veteran. That's why he was at the museum for so long. And he told the young soldiers some stories about the war here. So I think that's the way we should remember him.
Everyone is solemnly preparing for the burial ceremony.
And thank you for joining us today in honoring the life and service of Mr. Ferdinand Tita Lepta, who, as a young soldier in the Regiment Van Hoyts, fought to defend the Republic of Korea more than 7 decades ago.
Today, we say goodbye to Ferdinand Tita-Lepta, who will be remembered forever as a husband, father, grandfather, friend, war hero, and so much more. May his soul find clear skies, fair winds, and green fields.
It is now time to lay the ashes to rest.
Lieutenant Colonel Park will scatter soil from Haengsang, the battlefield where the Regiment Van Hoyts fought with great courage and distinction.
The Battle of Haengsang was one of the fiercest battles fought by Dutch soldiers in the Korean War. This soil being scattered was brought from Haengsang. One of the most memorable scenes from the burial ceremony for me was Mariana and Natasha watching with their hands held tightly. This week, as I met diplomats connecting Korea and the Netherlands, like the late veteran Ferdinand Tita-Lepta, his family, and friends, I was reminded once again that we should not forget all those who sacrificed their lives in the Korean War.
I would like to express my infinite gratitude to the Dutch government, which did not hesitate to send their troops to Korea. I participated in the second burial ceremony after I became an honorary consul. And the hearts of those who wanted it to be laid to rest with their comrades, who supported their lives for those who didn't know them in the land of no life at that time. And today are determined to contribute more to the development of both Korea and Netherlands as an honorary consul.
I also prayed for an end to war everywhere and for peace to be established for everyone who has suffered from war and for everyone who is currently suffering from war. There are still many wars are ongoing these days, so what efforts should we make to keep the peace in the world?
I think the most important thing is to keep communications open. If I look at the situation here on the Korean Peninsula, the fact that there is no direct communication between the North and the South, that is quite troublesome. I think in any potential conflict or in real conflicts, communication is key to resolving any issues that might occur, and we can contribute to that communication in many different ways. Diplomatic, military, humanitarian, etc.
We should do everything to guarantee that the international order is based on just and fair rules. So this peaceful and stable, rules-based international order is basically what we should strive for, because there are now so many instances where states do not follow the rules of the international legal order. If you look at the Russian aggression in Ukraine, so the aggressor should not be allowed to win. It should be a peaceful world where countries respect each other and follow the international rules that are just and fair.
How was the ceremony?
It was very impressive. Yeah. Also emotional, because now you know he's here. He's not at home anymore, but it's okay. This is also his home. So I hope that you all will take care of him and all the other soldiers. So it's good. Yeah.
So how do you want him to be remembered by Korean people?
Like they already do with the veterans, with respect and honored, and also like one of yours. Not only one of us, but also one of yours. I think you will do that.
I hope she isn't too sad about being far away from her grandfather.
Thank you. Yeah.
We will take good care of him here.
My best friend.
He was my best friend.
I hope for peace, not war. In the end, isn't that what veteran Tita Lepta fought to protect and what he is still hoping for?